Yo, what's up guys, Shujinkydink here. Welcome to a video all about Shang, SpellMaster. This is my strategy guide for the variation. He's a lot of fun. He is not very good though, so at the time of this recording I should say, I'm really hoping that they give him some buffs or something nice or something, but he just definitely needs some help. But I wanted to go give you an overall strategy guide because there were a couple people asking about that. So with SpellMaster, he doesn't really deal with zoning that well, so keep that in mind. You're gonna be kind of rushing them down, and that's why you want to use a lot of his strings. So I'm not gonna really go into too much detail about how to use too many of Shang Tsung's strings. I'm gonna focus on how this variation uses them. So these are some of the main strings that I use in this variation, and it's kind of important that you kind of use almost all of them. Pretty much everything has a use. We're gonna go over it real quick. Just want to say it's December the 16th. Stream schedule is going to be tomorrow. We're going to do a stream on Twitch at 6:30, and we're going to do another stream on Saturday at about 3:30 p.m. PST, so that's 6:30 p.m. Eastern, a little bit earlier on Saturday. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's just jump into it. So I'm going to start by going over, I'm going to try and prioritize it by most useful to least useful tools. So we're going to start with the Screaming Soul move, which is his projectile. So you've noticed that my head's on the other side so you can see the frame data. So, although he doesn't deal well with zoning, when he does actually get something off, it actually works quite well. So you're like plus 10 on hit, that allows him to kind of move the distance. He has decent dash, his wave dash is even better, but you know, you can experiment with that. One thing that he can kind of do that that is kind of useful is when he enhances this move, he ducks under. So he goes, so he'll actually duck under most high projectiles, and it has a fair amount of hit advantage, so you can kind of move in. This also can be plus on block, but the timing is too specific to actually do anything with it. So I would just use it to counter zoning, and you'll have a good time. Where it really shines though is up close, because you can cancel it. I said you could cancel it. Yeah, he can also cancel his ninja kick, Rain's whatever, around the world kick. But I've found from testing that these cancels seem to be slightly better. You look at the frame data there, so that's -2, for example. So since Shang Tsung already has so many mix-ups in his strings, like for example this one is plus on block, but there's a gap there, you can eliminate that gap by using that move. Or you could continue your pressure by using that move. And then you're playing more on the reaction, so even though his cancels are negative, you're taking away that reaction time because your opponent is waiting for that third hit. So you can still kind of gimmick your way into making it your turn. So that's what I use that one for. You have this one here, which is low overhead or low. Cancel it and go into something else. When you're using these strings, keep in mind how far away these moves leave you. So for example, that leaves me like right up next to him. That's back one cancel, which is one of the best ones he has, -2. And that leaves him like right in your face. I can pretty much do whatever I want. Back 3 is a mix-up cancel, but you see how far back I have to go. So in order to really follow up with something, I have to do something that's risky like this. Sometimes I do forward 4. Or back 2 has a decent range, something like that to follow it up. And then again, you're adding mix-ups that don't actually exist, because like you know, they're waiting for the overhead. Then you hit them with these lows. If they don't react to that in time, they're toast. The problem with this string, to use it like, is that it leaves them pretty far away, and it's not really where he wants to be. So just keep that in mind. Usually I'll just do this, cancel it there, go into something else, because again, they're waiting for that last hit that never comes. One really good one that I use is the back 2 cancel into the low, because the back 2, we're getting to that one later. Calm down there, Shang Tsung. So that leads into the overhead. So if they're waiting for the overhead, bam, they stand up, you hit them with the low, and you're laughing. Bob's your uncle. I don't know if Bob actually is your uncle. You can post in the comments if Bob is your uncle. I'd like to know. Do you like your uncles? Are they good people? Anyways, let's not open up a bag of emotional trauma here for those that don't like their uncles. But anyway, so I try and use a lot of the cancels that leads into throws because it catches them blocking. there's an example of a couple that kind of leave you nice and close. That one you have to do a little micro step, but as you can see, it's still pretty fast. So keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it with this move. You just want to be as creative as you can using it in the cancels. Just be wary of your defensive meter because it does cost a bar to use it. So a lot of the times I will do a cancel and I will do something maybe takes a bit of time just to kind of build that bar back. Build that bar back, man. Build that bar back. Alright, so any questions, leave them down below. I will do my best to answer them. Moving on. Crashing Flames. The downwards one. These are negative. Of course, the farther back you get, the less negative they are. These are going to be like one of your main combo enders. He doesn't really have much in the way of launchers here, so I'm not really sure how to show you exactly. I could use a Crushing Blow, I suppose. Let's use an anti-air, so that way I can get 2 birds stoned at once. So we will set you to, oops, movement mode. Standing one is a great anti-air. So there's an example of a combo. You just end it, and again, pushes them far away, but you have a lot of hit advantage. It's almost 40 hit advantage, so it's more than enough to kind of chase them down if you want to afterwards. You can save the meter if you don't want to use that. Keeps them a little bit closer, and you're still 25 hit advantage. So, other than that, this does have a backwards hitbox, so it has actually caught people crossing me up before, which is excellent. It's a rather large backwards hitbox too, so keep that in mind. Kind of pulls them forward. And there's really not much else to say. It's a good neutral tool. Kind of use it in here. Kind of cover the space, make them scared to come in. But again, it doesn't really where Shang Tsung kind of shines. So unless you're playing a character like Jackie or somebody who has superior rushdown, or like any other character in the game, you kind of just don't want to use this to keep them away. Okay, moving on. We have this wonderful being here. Now, this is an interesting move. Like, it has, how do I word this? It has the right intent, but it doesn't really work as intended. It's very slow. That being said, you can use it in situations like this, and you can hold it, so it's a bit of a mind game. So maybe if you're doing it right away and the opponent's blocking it, oh, rats. It's not very good. It is safe, so I mean, there's that. But then you can hold it for a second if you're like, oh, I'm going to wait for them to react and then try and time it perfectly for when they do, and then hit them with this. I don't really use this very much up close. Maybe I should try just to experiment with it a little bit more. If you hold it for 3 seconds, it makes it plus. But I mean, unless you're playing against the AI, 143 startup is a lot of time. But you know, maybe you start kind of conditioning them, waiting and waiting and waiting just a little bit longer every time. You blast them with that. But look at that, how much pushback that has. Why is +4 useful there? It isn't. Spoiler alert. In the corner. Same deal. +4 doesn't do anything for me. Sorry, NRS. So, this move, pretty useless. You can cancel it for free. It doesn't cost you any meter. But it is a slow cancel. There's 27 frames of recovery there. So, not really. I mean, if you're going to do a cancel, you might as well do this one. Look how quick that is. 9 frames of recovery. Bam. So, the one nice thing about this move, though, is it is a full screen combo launcher. So if you enhance it and throw it at them, first of all, look at your +14 if they block it. And then we'll take him off block so I can actually show you what I wanted to here. So that's a stun. So while they're stunned back, while they're green there, you can combo them. Oh, I'm doing so bad today. There you go, so that comboed. And then if you, like, you just have a little bit of health left, there you go, 2 hits, 136 damage. So, there you go. This is just some ideas to kind of, that's really the only thing I could find useful for that. But it's not too bad. It's just really slow on startup, so you got 38 frames that you're going to try and get it out. So, and that brings us to our last part of this variation, which is this move here. Now this move will regenerate your health for however much damage you do to your opponent. So we did about 200, and we get about 93 health back. So you get half the amount of health back that you damage your opponent with. The only problem with this move is, again, it's super slow to put out, and it's super slow to call back. Like, look how much, 75 frames of recovery for him to call it back. The only times I could really find that we're really fairly safe to get this out is after this. So usually after this, you'll see me throw it out anyways, because it's fairly easy to get it. Some teleport characters like Scorpion, if they wake up teleport, could still hit you out of it, but... And then you do the same thing to call it back. Set it up with them, and then you... Still not safe by any means, but you know, it's the only really way that I could see to say that what's up, set it up safely. So, and I believe that's it for this variation. That's all he gets here. You got the Screaming Soul, the Soul Well, and the Scatter Souls. The main reason to play this variation would be for the cancel. If you like cancel variations, give this one a go. Mix up your strings. He's got good rush down. Lots of mix-ups, fairly safe. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, leave a like, because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because we make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Big Dink Energy, and we'll see all you guys in the next video.
Has been so cruel to you.